Welcome back to Talk of the Town. I'm Allie McNair in for Jane Jude. There is an exciting event coming up on February 20th. It's the 5th annual Cooks and Books. It has become so popular that they have moved to the West, and it's something you definitely want to check out. It's all to benefit literacy volunteers of the Low Country, and I have two folks that have been working on this very hard. Joining me now, Ellen Walton and Sansing McPherson. Great to see you both.
Good to see you, Allie.
Well, tell me about this. Who doesn't love food and who doesn't love to read? You've combined the best of both worlds here. How many restaurants will be taking part in this?
We have about 16 restaurants that are participating. They'll be offering tastings of their signature dishes.
Wonderful.
We have quite a variety this year, and some old standards, some people who've been with us over the first 4 years, and we have some new restaurants joining us. We have Antonio's Italian Cuisine, Mulberry Street Trattoria from Bluffton. We've got Frankie Bones, Kenny B's, Good Cajun Food, French Bakery, the Courtyard and Courtyard Cafe. They're new with us this year. We're delighted to have them. Pinot Gelato, Cookies by Design, Old Fort Pub, the Chart House, Wise Guys, Marley's Island Grill, Red Fish, roasted fish and cornbread, and flavors.
So I will be able to come to this event and taste items, delicious creations from all of those restaurants.
Yes, you can just eat your way through it.
And I could, believe you me.
And then you get a chance to vote for the People's Choice Award, and the restaurants really value this, and they'll display it, and they have a trophy, and they will display it in their restaurant for the whole year.
Well, that means a lot. And for people that love to read, Sansing, you've got some great authors lined up that will physically be present there.
Absolutely.
So people sometimes love to meet authors personally and kind of engage in a conversation with them, maybe get their book signed. That'll be possible?
Yes, indeed. We have 10 different authors with a variety of types of books. We have 3 fiction writers. The lead fiction writer, of course, is Kathy Wall, a local Hilton Head resident who has 10 Bay Tanner mysteries out by now. Her books are set here in the Low Country, and she's a member of the Cooks and Books team and has served on the board at Literacy Volunteers. We have Kathy. In addition, we have Karen White, an author from Charleston who writes Low Country. We have Jim Jordan, who has Savannah Gray, historical fiction about the Civil War. Then we have a nonfiction writer, Fran Marsher, who used to be editor of The Packet, and she has 2 books out, Remembering the Way It Was, on Hilton Head and Daufuskie Island. We have 2 children's books authors, Margot Raven, who's from the Charleston area, and we have the author that did The Salty Dog, The Legend of the Salty Dog, Mark Yarborough. He's coming. 2 cookbook authors, Sally Ann Robinson from
That's a name a lot of people know.
Yep. She was one of Pat Conroy's students, and he predicted one day one of them would write a book, and Sally Ann has written several cookbooks. And then we have David Young, who is the chef at Roast Fish and Cornbread. He has a good cookbook out, a wonderful cookbook out. The photos will make you drool. He'll be there. And something else we have this year for the first time is 2 nature Low Country photographers with their books. We have Eric Horan and Marvin Bonight, who's the naturalist out at Oldfield. Their books are just gorgeous, and they'll be for sale. Barnes & Noble is handling all the book sales, and they do give Literacy Volunteers a percentage of the sales.
That is wonderful.
Yeah.
What's great, too, is you've got such a variety of authors there that you'll have something that appeals to everyone. I love the fact that you have a children's or 2 children's authors.
Yes, we do.
So you make it really a family event, which is super. What are the hours on the 20th at the Westin that you'll be doing Cooks and Books?
It begins at 11:30 in the morning and goes until 3 in the afternoon.
Wonderful. Let's talk about Literacy Volunteers of the Low Country. I know you work with people with low literacy skills, adults, correct?
Yes. Yes.
And so say I am someone that has a difficult time with reading and writing. I mean, the barriers I would imagine that can get in your way with regards to employment, with regards to even working with your own family, or if you've got a child who's reading but you can't help them with schoolwork, it's got to be a real challenge.
It really is. The greatest indicator of a child's success in school, or even whether they'll stay in school, is the education level of their parents. So what Literacy Volunteers of the Low Country does is that we teach adults with low literacy skills the reading, writing, speaking, and math skills that they need in order to be successful with their family and in their job and in the greater community. Beaufort County has over 10,000 people, over 11,000 people that have low literacy skills. And we're out there to change that.
That's wonderful. I would imagine you have a good network of volunteers that work with you.
We have, our teaching is done by about 160 volunteer trained tutors. They do go through an extensive training program. We're certified through Pro Literacy of the United States. And they really are in the trenches doing the job to help people achieve greater literacy in their lives.
I mean, I would imagine if you're able to do that kind of work with someone and see the end results, that it has got to be extremely fulfilling.
It is. It's very fulfilling.
I started as a tutor.
You
and
did.
To see that improvement and to see people come in and be able to say, you know, this week I could invite people to my daughter's birthday party.
It's
and
huge.
I couldn't do that before.
Right, and because they've learned the skills from you, maybe how to write up an invitation or, I mean, it's tremendous. I mean, kudos to the organization. You're nonprofit, correct?
We are nonprofit.
So this Cooks and Books really is essential, I would imagine, to getting some needed funds in here so you can continue doing the kind of work that you do. Yeah.
Indeed. We have been in the Low Country for over 37 years. We do rely on donations for our budget. And in the 37 years we've been here, we have given 7,000 people the gift of literacy.
Wonderful. And what a gift. What a gift it is. Let's talk a little bit more about the event itself. You do have a competition, chef's competition, that you're going to be having as well. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yes, this is our The Heat Is On Chef's Contest, and it's really to see who's the best under fire. Yeah. And we have some of the top chefs in this area competing, and they will be judged by a panel of judges, professional chefs themselves. So we have Stephen Stewart from Tide Point, who's the presenting sponsor of our preview party that we'll talk about in a minute.
Yeah,
but we have John Cowan from the Westin Hilton Head Island Resort and Spa, and they are the presenting sponsor of the Cooks and Books. Keith of the Old Fort Pub,
Right.
Eric Siegland of the Chart House, Russell Kane of the Wise Guys, Uri Gao Antonio's, Joseph Sullivan of Mulberry Street, Like Lions of Frankie Bones, and Kenny Ballard of Kenny B's.
Wow.
And there are 2 rounds, and then the winners of those rounds have a cook-off, and that's who's the best under fire.
This sounds like a lot of fun. A lot of
It's
fun.
very fun.
Now, if I want to support literacy volunteers of the Low Country, you mentioned there's another preview event where I can really have a great time. I believe it's in the evening, correct? Is that one?
Yes, that is Friday, February 18th, and at 6 to 9, and as I said, the presenting sponsor for that is Tide Point.
Beautiful spot.
It is gorgeous, and Stephen Stewart is the executive chef there, and he puts out a lavish buffet. Lobster tempura, seared scallops,
Crab cakes.
tenderloin, you name it, it's there. It is just fabulous. All you can eat, open bar. There'll be specialty bars. There's a martini bar. And
Boy, those are popular these days, aren't they?
Right.
And if people want information, we're almost out of time. We want to stress that you've got a website,
Yes.
and that website is
www.lowcountryliteracy.org.
okay. And also, we want to let folks know too that tickets in advance will be $15, correct?
For the Cooks and Books
Right,
on
correct.
Sunday, yes,
Okay, and the
15
oth-
in advance,
Right.
20 at the door
Very
at the
good.
Westin.
And then 75 for the preview event at Tide Point.
Correct.
Okay. And also, you've got a phone number too that we want to give people if they need more information.
Yes, for information or to buy tickets for either event, you can call 843-815-6616.
Well, it sounds like it's going to be a great event. Again, February 20th, Cooks and Books, Sansing. Ellen, I want to thank you so much for joining me on Talk of the Town. It's been great having you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And that'll do it for this edition of Talk of the Town. I'm Allie McNair in for Jane Jude. We'll see you the next time.
Great
So.
questions.